And welcome everybody, it's John the Net Guy. That's the right button. Hopefully you guys can all hear me okay. Thank you for checking in tonight. It is election night in the US, so hopefully you guys have all done your civic duty and done your voting. It is also show number 43. So I was going to say you guys get to vote for your favorite new tech, but I didn't want it to get caught up in the whole algorithms and whatnot. So just making a couple quick changes here to some settings so I don't burn up as I'm showing you all the cool stuff. I'm going to turn the AC on, do a couple of the little things. It doesn't matter when I start the show. I'm always going to be behind, it feels like. I was getting off work today, checking out some new tech. I've got some really, really neat stuff today that I'm very excited to show you. And then I'm like, oh, but what about this? Oh, but what about that? Oh, maybe I should show this. Maybe I should show that. And I get behind and I'm just getting too excited. I'm, kind of like in Tommy Boy, it's all, yeah, I won't go there. But hopefully everybody's having a great night. I see a couple people already. Paul, welcome. Paul's got his heater on. He says, welcome from Utah. Hi from Utah, Paul. I see a Jonathan Talks Hardware has made it in. Awesome. Good to see you. Very nice to have you here. And I'm going to go ahead and welcome in the Amazon guests. So I have to be really good on Amazon. I can't say certain things. Apparently, I'm not allowed to say you should smoke on public transportation. That's literally one of the example things that they tell me not to say on Amazon. So whatever I do, you will not hear me encourage you to smoke on public transportation. Just do it at the bus stop outside. I'm kidding. I shouldn't say that. I'm going to get kicked off. But here we go. Let me get the Amazon Creator app here, and we will get these guys in and get started. Got a bunch of neat things. I'm going to start off, actually, with a really cool product that I wasn't kind of expecting to show today, but it's been such a good value, and it's on really good sale right now. So I wanted to make sure it got in the show. Give me 1 second. And we'll get the Amazon people welcomed. So it's doing its thing. It's waiting for stream data, it says. Stream data is going. And here we go. 3, 2, 1. And welcome, Amazon shoppers. Thank you for joining us. It's John the Net Guy. I'm going to say welcome, everyone. I have no idea which Amazon page I'm at, but if you're watching on any of the other services that are not Amazon right now, shame on you. No, I restream for a reason. But I would love to invite you to take a look at my Amazon shop. It's going to be right down there. Amazon.com/shop/thenetguy. That's where all the deals are going to be posted. It's also where you can find my idea list for this evening. What's an idea list? Idea list is like your shopping list. It's going to have everything that I'm going to show tonight, and it's also going to have the best prices that I can get you. I'm going to turn some of these things off, and then I'm going to go bring up my Amazon page for you guys so you guys can see it and see the products that we have. First product up tonight is a set of earbuds, wireless earbuds. But the neat thing about this one, and when I got the alert, the brand actually reached out to me and said, hey, you did a really good video on this other set of earbuds. Can you take a look at ours? And I looked at them and I said, you don't need any help. These things are selling like hotcakes right now. Let me go ahead and pull up my Amazon shop for you guys, and I'll get it up here. And they said, no, you really should check these things out. We want to be on your show. And I said, okay, that sounds good. I can get you on there. And when I got the earbuds and I unboxed them and I started using them, I was like, wow, these things are an incredible, incredible value. So here we go. If you want to take a look on Amazon to see the deals that we've got going on here, and you can see a picture of me there live, a little bit delayed. There is all of the stuff that's going on there. That's my Amazon shop I keep talking about. The links in all the descriptions on all the services if you're watching. If you come here, There's an idea list. It says my favorite tech for you, number 43. These are all of the products that we're going to check out today. So there's the set of earbuds I was talking about, the great deal that we got on them. I've got some really cool stuff. If you've got like a travel trailer, RV, anything like that, I've got a really cool tire pressure monitoring system coming up. Good safety items. If you're ever working on electronics, I've got a product from Astro AI here. It's a clamp meter. If you've ever used one of those, if you work on AC systems, worked on any sort of, electrical panel, electrical wiring, these things are really, really popular. Astro AI makes some of the best ones, or the best affordable ones, I should say. I got a really cool smart meter. The smart meter, I kind of feel bad about that one. It's such a great deal, and I actually showed it about 35 episodes ago. It didn't record properly. So I was not able to share the Astro AI with everybody else. And so it's back on the show because I have the clamp meter and I want to get a good recording of that one so that I can put that on Amazon. That's the other thing is we're making content here tonight, people. So the videos that you're seeing here are actually going to be posted on Amazon afterward as a product review live. So you guys can see them later. I do have one of the coolest 3-in-1 backpacks I've ever seen. I also have the larger version of it to unbox tonight because I haven't unboxed that one yet. So I'll show you those, and those are really cool if you're doing any traveling for the holidays coming up and you want to bring your electronics. Maybe you're traveling for just enough time that you're not going to be there forever and you want to be able to carry a few things, maybe a couple 2 or 3 day trip. This is a great 2-3 day trip bag. And then lastly, I've got a product from East Oak. It's their patio heater. I've showed you some East Oak products before. That East Oak patio heater, we're going to unbox it for the first time here. We had a power outage and a windstorm and all sorts of stuff. I was going to record that review this weekend, but I was not able to get to it. So we're just going to unbox it together. It's a new thing. We're going to try it out. And the cool product that I want to show you, and I can't wait to show you the view of this because I was super excited about this, is a hidden camera charger. And I've showed you those before, but this one is a standing charger for your phone. So you set your phone in a little stand. The stand itself has a hidden camera inside of it. It's really, really cool. So that's where you find all the deals. If you visit my Amazon shop and then check out the idea list, you're going to see that. This is the set of earbuds that I was talking about. So if you take a look at that, 1,264 ratings, let's take a look at what those ratings are. 4.7 stars on the ratings. Now they look conspicuously like a set of earbuds that you may have seen from another company that's named after a fruit. But they're not. They're not the other earbuds, but they've got a lot of really cool things. They've got waterproofing, which is really neat. 48 hours of battery life, a recharging case, and it's wirelessly recharging or USB-C. Lots of really cool stuff. So before I get too far along, I'm going to check the chat one more time, see if I got to say hi to any more people here. And Jonathan Talks Hardware was actually commenting earlier about my fractal case video. So I do PC builds on here occasionally. I do a bunch of product reviews for PC stuff. I got a whole wall of PC gear that's depreciating right now. Let's put it that way. So I need to do quite a bit more PC builds. So that's pretty cool. Hopefully you guys are all having a great night here. And he says, looks like AirPod knockoffs. You can't say the word knockoff when I'm doing a product review. Yeah, you can. No, that's exactly what they look like. I'll tell you, they're like AirPods, but they're not as rounded. I'll give them that. But we're going to play around with them. And I'm going to do a quick unbox here from the top-down camera so you guys can see. So that's what they look like from Capoxo. Let's get a little bit closer so you guys can see this. There we go. I'll get my little table already. So that's what they are right there, the N7. So I think this would be an excellent gift, especially if you have a teenager, grandkid, somebody that you're buying for. Maybe you're not going to spend $150, $200 on a set of wireless earbuds. This is a great deal right here. So this is going to tell you how you can use them. It's going to give you the controls. It does have push button controls to change track, change volume. So there's your controls for music mode right there, how you change volume, all that. It does not have an app here, but it does look like it has a QR code you can scan for some more information here. It's going to do phone calling as well. So there's the box. Now I've already taken the outside shield off of them to use them, but they come with a nice little wrapping on here. What I have not done is taken this cover off, and you're going to see something cool about this that's underneath it. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this protective. So you get that nice pretty. It reminds me of Wall-E. It reminds me of Eve, the character, the Disney character. Check this out though. So I open them up. What do you see there? There's the first improvement over the AirPods, the basics. This has a meter, a power meter in here, which is pretty cool. And then as you take the earbuds out, put them back in, and as you recharge them, it'll actually show you the charge level. So you can see there, it's charging the left and right earbuds. You can see it actually doing the charging right now. So this is the N7s. I'm going to go ahead and put them in my ears. I'm going to put that one in first real quick. I'm going to give you a side view so you can kind of see how they look there. Now I just got a, hey, can I look? You almost can't tell that they're not the older AirPods style. Now I'll give you a quick close-up view. And there it's just getting connected. There we go. So you can see it has this kind of flat surface. And then on the bottom is actually how they charge. It has these two little contacts. That's exactly how they're charging there through the bottom. Really easy to put in. Now, they don't have any silicone like the AirPod Pros might if you're used to those. Many different ways to make earbuds. These ones fit pretty well. Now, I took them out and I was leaf blowing this weekend. No noise reduction in these, and there's not really even passive noise reduction because they don't have a silicone ear cup. They get really loud, which is good because it helped make up for the difference on there. But that's exactly what I used this weekend, and so I had to get them pretty loud. If you are going to use them for lawn mowing, other things like that, maybe you want to get something with noise canceling. So no noise canceling, but the price, it can't be beat. Let's take a quick look too at the other accessories that come in here before I give you a sound sample, which we're going to do next. So accessories here, it's going to have a charging cable. There you go. Now, no charger with this. I want to point that out. A lot of these things are getting rid of the little disposable charging bricks because guess what? We all have a million of them now. It's going to be USB-A to USB Type-C charging. So if you got USB Type-C cables everywhere, go ahead and do that. So you can plug it in just like that and you can start it charging. Now, another cool thing I got to point out over here, the case itself, I've got a wireless charging mat. I put it down on there and now it's already showing 100%. That's how I got it charged up earlier. So if you're going for that AirPods look, maybe. Looks like it's working. Let's go ahead and see how they sound. Now, I can only give you the sound of me talking. Now, I'm going to go ahead and just make sure I've got echo cancellation on so I don't do that. And I'm going to mute one and bring in the other sound. Okay, can you guys hear me now? Yeah, that looks like it's working there. So I'm talking on the N7. These are from Capoxo. Capoxo. This is Capoxo N7s. They look very much like AirPods. They sounded good earlier. Now I can't hear myself, just the way that this works in the studio, but they sounded really good earlier. Let me tell you a little bit about the music. When you're listening to podcasts, very good vocal reproduction. They also have quite a bit of bass. I think there's 13 millimeter drivers, if I remember right. Let me double check on the back here. So wireless charging, just making sure. No, it doesn't have the driver size, but I believe there are 13 millimeter drivers on there. You have push button controls on either side. It's not capacitive. So there's actually a little push button, which I kind of like because I can't tell you how many times I went to move an earbud and I've touched the capacitive and now I skip to another YouTube track. So I've lost what I was on. Works out pretty well. You can tap them to go ahead and raise volume if you tap and hold. If you tap and double tap, you can skip and pause, do all that cool stuff. So you have, if you're a jogger or somebody that wants to go outside, you have that capability. It's really cool. So hopefully they sound great. Let me grab that case and I'm going to go ahead and put them back in the case here so you're going to get to see that. So if I take them out and then hopefully I'm just talking on the one. Are you going to lose my signal? I'm using a single earbud now. So you're hearing me talk and I'm just talking off of this one earbud. Hopefully it sounds similar, if not the same. And then I'm going to go ahead and put them both away. And that should end the demo there. Okay, so now I'm back on my regular headset, and it probably does sound a little bit different, which is expected. But again, I've went through a ton of different boom mics, and this thing's right next to my mouth versus way over by my ear. So overall, the N7s, really good for podcasts, really good for regular stereo music. Got some pretty decent bass on here. It doesn't have a bass boost feature or anything like that. So if you're looking for like really deep bass reproduction, gets incredibly loud. So if you're a parent and you're kind of wondering about your kids, you don't like them listening to super loud music, A lot of times the budget end earbuds don't get loud enough. These things get plenty loud. So let's go take a look real quick back at Amazon. Want to look at the Amazon show page for them. There is a 20% coupon on them right now. So if you're Amazon Prime as well, I believe they're Prime shipping, 4.7 stars. Looks like these will deliver on Monday here or Thursday if you got Prime. So pretty cool. Waterproof, like I said, and wireless QI charging. So if you have a QI charger, it's going to say QI on it. That's one of the things that you'll see. And just looking through, yep, 13 millimeter drivers in there, 48 hours, so 8 hours on a single charge. So these are full day battery life, and then you put them in the charging case and they quick charge back to life here. They are absolutely right about the deep bass on them, and I think we covered everything in there. So very cool. If you got any questions about this, let me know in the chat. I'd be happy to answer them for you. Earbuds are progressively hard. And of course, my one customer here, Jonathan Talks Hardware, says, "What did you say I missed? I had to take the trash out." See, he's doing all the chores here during the show. I'm going to tell him, let me talk to your folks, Jonathan. We'll tell them they can't have you doing chores during the show. But I appreciate that. So I appreciate these guys sending out the N7 for a fair and honest review. I expect to get a lot more use out of them, and I'll give you a follow-up. I do on almost all of our products. Love to give you a follow-up, let you know how they're working. Been an interesting week. So it's getting colder up here, starting to freeze, and the battery in our Explorer started to go bad. And let me show you again, talking about products that I've used before. This is a product that was actually on the show previously. I wanted to show you guys this. This is a big USB charging power bank. It actually ran an impact wrench. So this came with one that I showed you guys before. The thing I've used it most for, though, more than impact wrenching, is actually this. It's a jump starter pack. So this was something I showed probably 15 shows ago, and it's really come useful in the last month or so. So something to keep in the car so you can help jumpstart other people, and it has safe jumpstart technology so you don't accidentally wire it backwards. But I just wanted to point that out. Like I said, I love to do follow-ups when possible, and that's a product that's done really well by me. So taking a look real quick, I'm going to take a look at the Amazon chat and see if anybody in the Amazon chat has any questions about the N7. Uh-oh. Kaylee says, it's glitchy. Do you use those or AirPods? If the audio is cutting out, I'm sorry, that's Bluetooth with my show laptop here. It's doing a lot. Let's put it that way. But no, I don't use AirPods. I actually use Wise and other different earbuds. Earbuds. I don't use AirPods directly. No, that's a great question. The next product I've got to show you guys is just a really cool product. Like I said earlier, these guys reached out to me, and they actually wanted me to do a fair and honest review of their product. They saw my USB charger hidden camera video, and they said, hey, we'd love to send you this product so you can take a look at it. And a lot of those hidden cameras, again, use them appropriately, right? They have a place in the world. If you're worried about somebody taking things from your office, check with your HR if it's even allowed to have cameras. If you're worried, or you're a parent like I am, and you're worried about kids maybe coming into your area or your space and doing things they shouldn't, they all do. If you're worried about a nanny or a babysitter or somebody that's watching your pets, I actually read a story the other day about a pet that was getting abused by a roommate, and the roommate was blaming the pet for being aggressive and all this stuff, and it wasn't even the case at all, and they actually found it out with a product like this next one. So this is the next product coming out, and it is Dock Charger Wi-Fi Cam. That's exactly what it says on the box here, but let's go to the top down so you guys can see it. Now, that looks like an iPhone. It actually has the ability to charge Lightning, Type-C, or Micro. You have to pick which one you purchase, though. So there's a charging connector on the bottom of the dock that you put your phone down in, and it starts to charge. But the amazing thing about this is it has a very tiny hidden camera in this. Now, it does not record audio by law, but if you're in a state where audio recording with single party consent is allowed and you want to do that, there's instructions in here on how to enable audio recording later, but you have to, again, attest that you're in a state that allows that. It is a completely working phone charger, but it also has a camera. Now, this thing does record locally. It's a little bit more expensive than some of the USB charging brick cameras that I've showed you before, but those ones you physically have to unplug or plug into and download the footage. This one records locally, but is available from your phone. So I'm going to show you a quick unboxing of it, show you all the things that it has. If you would love one of these, just to have, I've seen robot vacuums with hidden cameras and all sorts of crazy stuff, but this is what you get in it. It's fairly straightforward and simple. And this is dock charger Wi-Fi cam. It's going to have a 1500 milliamp USB brick, so it's going to charge most phones decently fast. The base is not very big. Now I've got a couple different phones we're going to try it out with and see if we can fool you guys. Has a pretty decent size cord. I'm going to see if I have to grab a charging brick or if I can use that one for the rest of the show. So I like to do this. We'll go back out to the outside. So about 5-foot charging cable. So pretty decent sized cable there. And then it's got a ton of instructions. I'm going to pull all those up for you guys. And it's pretty slick. Here we go. So just making sure I got the right product connected up here. Sometimes I forget to advance the product and then it throws everybody off. So here we go. We're taking a look at this hidden camera. Now this is the iPhone connector. This is going to tell you about the app that you install on your phone to monitor it. This is the information about how to enable audio recording with a little bit of a warning that audio recording is not available in all states. These are the instructions. Now, it has a pretty interesting process about how it gets on your Wi-Fi. It works on 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi. You go through all the settings here, and there's a couple different ways to do it. It actually uses sound to program. It's kind of a funny thing, and I've already programmed it for my Wi-Fi. So here we go. And then a frequently asked questions. Now, they make a hidden camera alarm clock. They make a lot of really cool products here, but I'm just going to show you this one today. I'm going to go ahead and plug it in. And now, it's going to be running right now, but you're going to have no outside indication. And I'm just going to try to clean it up a little bit here so it gets nice clean. Can you guys see the camera lens in there? Look at that. There is actually a camera lens in there, and I'm going to struggle to let you guys see it. One of the best jobs I've seen, and it does have night vision. There we go. We got a little tiny glint of it, maybe right there, that little red at the bottom. Right there, if you can see it. It's right in the middle in the bottom. That's the camera lens. And it's got a great picture. I think it's 1080p, but I'll have to take a look at the stats to really be sure on that one. But you go ahead and take your phone. I got a bevy of old iPhones here. I think we all do. And that just gave me a motion alarm alert on my regular phone. Let me go ahead and pull this up. Perfect. So now I plug that in. That's going to charge my phone. And it's also going to be showing this. Let me show you what that charging port looks like. So you can charge it through your case. It actually sits out a little bit proud of that, and it does angle quite a bit. So if you needed to change your phone's angle. So there we go. So we got quite a bit of angular there. Now I'm going to have to grab my camera cable from over here from our side cam, because that's the one we're going to use today. Give me 1 second. Tell you, I need a 5th camera input. What can I say? This is going to go for my show phone over here. I've got the app installed, and I love showing you guys the app in real time. I know a lot of people kind of like hold their phone up, but I like to show you the actual app. It's pretty cool. So it's running right now, and let me go ahead and pull up the app view. Okay, so there is their app. So the app is called IoT here. I'm going to go ahead and hit plus. I'm going to say manual add. I'm going to say scan from LAN. There it is. Now the device name is called Office. And I have a different password than the new one. So let me go ahead and see. Perfect. Okay, it does not show you the password I'm typing in here. So you can set a password on it, so nobody's going to be able to just add your device automatically. Time zone is different, doesn't matter to me. I'm going to hit play, and guess what? There is the hidden camera view. Now I have it tilted down a little bit. Let me move it back. So I can tilt the phone to the side. Sometimes these rotate. There it goes. There it is. So you now have a hidden camera view of me. I'm going to move this way over to the side. So the field of view is not super wide, but there you go. The thing is totally buzzing because it's got motion detection alerts going. So right now it's completely buzzing and blowing up my other phone. Let me show you some of the quick settings on it because I want to, one, turn it into HD mode so it's even cooler of a picture. So it has two different modes if you want to use less data, if you want more clarity. The picture when it's in color, this is the night vision picture, but the picture when it's in color is pretty amazing. So we're going to go back out here. I'm going to go back. The UI could use a little refinement here. I'm going to go through the device settings. You can see all the motion settings, the alarm settings, volume if you want two-way audio, if you're enabling that. Now, infrared settings is where you find the night vision. Now, it's set to on right now. I'm going to set it back to auto. So auto will be great because then it's going to record automatically. We're going to turn on the LEDs automatically. Another interesting thing about the night vision LEDs, they're not the red kind. So if the lights go out in the room, you're not going to see these bright red LEDs on this thing recording you. You won't even know, but it's going to give you that great picture. So there it is. There's the picture. I'm going to go ahead and put it sideways. Now, depending on what you were trying to capture with it, you might have to adjust the base a little bit. But you know what? That's as good of a showing as I've seen from some regular IP cameras, and you can adjust all the settings on this. The field of view is not super wide, but it would pick up a nice size room, and you know what? It's pretty decent. So that is the hidden camera. Let me go ahead and show you what it looks like on the top-down view. You're going to get to see my top-down rig inside this too. So there's my phone, and again, the camera lens is right there. You can see as I move my hand over it, there's my fingers. So pretty slick. That is the desk stand Wi-Fi camera. So pretty slick over there. The app, like I said, very configurable. Let's go back into the app view real quick. You can do a bunch of different things. You can record, take snapshots. You do have a storage option here for playback. So if you were gone and it was doing something, you can actually come back here and you can play it back. Let me show you a little bit about where you configure it and where you set it up. Now, it's got some information here on the back about how to connect to it. There's my QR code. I'll cover that. No, you guys have already seen it. But if you take your fingernail and you put it underneath this back piece here and lift up, that exposes the controls. So again, this is a hidden camera. It's not meant to be discovered. There's your micro SD trans flash. So there's your micro SD slot, and it was going to have, I think it's a 128 or 256 gig limit. And you can go up to 6,000 kilobit recording rate. So very, very high bit rate recordings. I believe this thing's also going to support RTSP, if not OnVIF or another one, because it does have two stream settings. I saw that. And there's your reset button if you need to reprogram it and get it started over. Default password is admin on this one. But that's how you set it up. So you push that reset button, you go through the steps, you get it set up on your Wi-Fi. Like I said, I was really happy with it. There you can see the HD picture that it has. I always have challenging lighting in my studio there, so you can see the app. But I think that this will be pretty cool. I'm going to try it upstairs in our living room, and it has a little bit more natural, even light. I want to see how it works. So you could have this sitting inside your living room, just off to the side, somebody's phone charger, maybe in a kitchen, and it's monitoring your house, and it's going to give you an alert if somebody's there that shouldn't be, and they're not going to be the wiser of it. So great security capability from this one. And again, this is the dock charger Wi-Fi cam. I'm going to go ahead and take a quick look here. Make sure there's no questions on Amazon. Thank you guys that are watching on Amazon. Hey, if you're watching on Amazon, do me a favor. I would love to see you guys. Give me a follow if you can. Take a look at my Amazon site. I'm just going to bring it up over here. Take a look at my Amazon page. If you give me a follow, the buttons are somewhere around. Depends on if you're on different apps, they're all over the place. But you may see a follow button. I try to give away stuff. I'm going to be giving away some really cool stuff Thanksgiving through Christmas through New Year's. I've got some really cool stuff coming on Black Friday. So I don't want you guys to miss any of that. I got a lot of brands that are lining up to do stuff for Black Friday special for our viewers. And I know this year is going to be tough for everybody. The economy, it is what it is. Inflation is up. Prices are up. Disposable spending is down. So why not get a better deal on something and or maybe win something for free, which is pretty cool. So let's go take a look real quick at this product on my Amazon page because I want to show you guys that. And maybe I can see some of these stuff. I think I covered all of it, but I'm going to make sure I did not miss anything. So if you visit on the carousel or on the show page, you're going to see here the product itself. Let's see if I can do a side-by-side view while I talk about it. There we go. So you guys can see me here. So yeah, there's the view of it right there. And there's the charger that it comes with. It does have that hidden camera lens. I would be very hard pressed to find that lens. And honestly, if you took that back sticker off, I would have no idea that this was a camera. And we're pretty good at this stuff. These are the different iPhones that this model specifically covers, but they do have a micro USB and a USB Type-C connector. So if you're the Android variant, or hopefully pretty soon, there's the dock connector they were talking about. So it's up to 64 gigs. There we go. Does not include an SD card, but they're really, really cheap right now. So if you want to add one, that'll give you the storage. You don't have to have an SD card, but you do if you want it to record. So it will charge your phone, record the HD video, and there you go. They're just talking about, now again, laws of what they are, but if you have a vacation rental or something that's out there, vacation home, and you want to make sure somebody's not breaking into it, this would be something that could be sitting on the desk looking very innocent, and if somebody breaks in, it's going to give you an alert just like that. And the alerting, as soon as this thing turned on, it noticed me moving around here and was doing a great job of alerting. So that's the product there. So we're going to go back to the show list here. Our Good says, hey, on Amazon, an Amazon customer. Thank you for the follow. I really do appreciate that. Good to see you, Our Good. We're going to move along here to the next product. I'm going to put this away for a little bit. Maybe I'll leave it plugged in and we'll revisit it. I'm going to do that. I'm going to leave it plugged in back here, up on the side. It'll just be in the corner. That'll be my little phone charger / hidden camera for the show. You guys will know about it, but nobody else will know. When they're tuning in later, they're going to be like, oh, he's just got a phone charger sitting on top of that old Apple. But yeah, so the next product was one that I tried to make a video on quite a long time ago. It's one that I use all the time. Normally it sits over here. This is from the Astro AI company, and it comes with a really nice case. Let me show you what this looks like. I actually used this the other day. I was working on some stuff, some electronics, and I pulled this thing out. I was doing a live little show with some friends. We were on Discord, and I just went live on Discord for them. This is from the Astro AI company. It is a smart multimeter. So what is a smart multimeter? Well, one, it's fully automatic when it comes to setting the different settings that you need to. The other thing is, if I go ahead and turn it on, take a look at that screen. Super bright screen. Now, I love a Fluke, and I normally shouldn't bring competitors' products out when I'm reviewing another one. There's my old beat up Fluke 112 multimeter. Now I can bring the Fluke up there and you can see which one of those is going to be easier to read for you, right? So depends, if it's harsh daylight, maybe, but most of the time when I'm working in the studio, I'm right here. So which one can you read the number on better at that angle, right? Now they're at the same angle. So yeah, the Flukes are great, measurements are great, but this thing has way more features, and this one was probably 4 times as much. So put my Fluke back over here. This is the one I've been using a lot. Comes with different probes, and we're going to go over what each one of those is. It comes with batteries, and it comes with an additional set of 3 batteries here. So very happy about that. So these are the connectors that you would do the leads. Now you can buy generic or additional leads. If you go ahead and put it on this side, and then you put the common on the black, this is the automatic side. Now I kept a couple little things out here just to show you guys. This is a battery that was kicking around my floor. I have no idea what the charge is. Now, what's neat about it is I can put this down. I can use the probe there. Now remember, it's in fully automatic mode right now, right? So it's going to do voltage, AC or DC. And when I touch this, it's doing DC voltage. It figured that out. So DC voltage of 3.77. Now that means that this is probably a 3.7 volt pack. Look at that. So that means that it's over the minimum charge, but probably discharged a little bit. So there's that. Now I keep batteries again in all of my devices, whether it's keyboards, mice, or anything else. Again, if you're just tuning in, this is John the Net Guy, by the way. We're taking a look at products from Astro AI right now. This is one of my favorite. It's their smart multimeter. So now that's a rechargeable battery. It's at 1.267. Now you notice I didn't have to switch between AC and DC. Now these probes have covers, and when you're using them with the covers, there's different ratings on these. I can take the covers off. Now they've got a lot more room, and they'll go into a socket. So let's pull out a socket here. I'm going to show you guys how to use this. Now I'm not touching anything on this, remember? So we're using the multimeter we went from DC. Now we're going to go to AC mode. There we go. So 119, 120 dead on the money. And it also shows me the hertz. So the frequency is shown at 59.9, 60 hertz, 120.1. Yeah, we had big power outages and stuff this weekend. So this would have been nice to have. Really super crisp display, as you can see. They're very bright. Now this thing has so much more to offer on it. So there's a NCV up here, which I'm going to show you here in a second. So if you're doing any sort of electrical, and I've shown you guys how to install smart circuits and smart outlets, sometimes you don't know if a cord is on, right? Now to do your NCV, you're going to go ahead and use the different modes. So if you go off of the auto function, you can force it into a specific mode. So maybe you're doing diode checking, capacitance, all that. But check this out. So you go into NCV mode. That says NCU, but it means V. Take a look at this. Hear that beeping sound? It's telling me that there's potentially live voltage on that cable. Now the sensor is right here. So there's the high reading. So it had a little bit of a low reading through the installation. So when I had it up to the installation, now what's funny is the installation, this is all twisted. You can see the twists in it. It's going based off the hot wire in that cable. There you go. And it's saying that there is voltage in this. Now, just to prove that, I would normally unplug this, but it's all the way on the other side. But yeah, you can go up against anything and it's not going to go off of other cables. Well, hopefully. I've got those clear enough. But yeah, so it's going to go ahead and let you know that there's a potential danger of high voltage there. And you can use that. Now, that's a 2-in-1 tool right there. Another thing that has been sorely missing, let's see if I can turn it on here. There it is. So is a flashlight. So you can see it there, an on-off flashlight. So how many times is it dark? You're looking for a fuse or something, or a switch or an outlet. Okay, now I don't have to carry my phone all the time and try to carry my multimeter and all this. I can carry my multimeter, take it right to that item. Couple other cool things. It has this APO button here. Automatic power off. So it's going to automatically turn off. That's one of the features I love about my Fluke. Some of the cheaper multimeters I've used do not have that feature, and every time you go to use them, it's a gamble of whether you remembered to turn it off last time. So other couple things that I want to show you here, it's got different readings down below. So it's telling you when you want to switch the lead. So if you're going to do amperage, so amperage is the amount of current that's going through a circuit. So maybe you have a heater and you think that it might be not working right, and you want to see if it's actually heating. You could hook this up in series with it, and you could see if it's actually got amperage going by. And that works for AC or DC there as well. So then we go through here. One of the things I'm trying to get over to is this temperature reading, because this is one of the coolest features. I've used this in product reviews already. This is a thermistor. You guys get to correct me, school me if I'm wrong or not here. Got both readouts, both Fahrenheit and Celsius. It's 59 degrees in this right now, but watch this. I'm full of hot air. I'm blowing on that little tiny sensor, and it's heating up, and you can see the number changing. Now, this can be really cool, but if you, like my oven the other day wasn't working right, it wasn't getting up to temperature. You got Thanksgiving coming up. How many multimeters do you know come with a thermistor that you can put in here? Now, this is insulated cord, so this will fit somewhere very hot. Maybe you're doing some furnace repair or something like that, and you need that temperature reading. Now, it's gone back to about ambient, so it's very responsive. Just blowing on it. There it goes up 15 degrees and back. You can see how quickly that works. I've used this in product reviews to test refrigerators, to make sure freezers and portable refrigerators work like they're supposed to. So that's another great feature. That's included with this as well. Let's take a look at the price, because I just got to make sure that I quote the right price. Amazon's very, very specific about this. I'm not allowed to tell you the price in a video because they do change. But you'll be very happy to know this. If we go take a look at the Amazon page right now, $42.99 for this, but $7 coupon. 6 batteries come with it. The carrying case, which my Fluke never came with, it's going to have those 6 batteries as well. It's going to have a set of leads, and it does use generic leads, so you can actually swap them out with whatever leads that you think you want, which is pretty cool. It's going to have the temperature reading as well here. So that's going to be quite a bit. It's also going to do way more than I could possibly show you today. Again, this is just a quick readout of the few different things that it automatically checks for right now. So you can use it for just about every single function. Does have the automatic power off, which is going to save your batteries if you're forgetful like me. It does have a replaceable fuse on the inside. So if you are doing amperage measurement and you forget to swap the leads, I know nobody on here would ever be as silly as to do that like me, who's done it a lot. This one actually has replaceable internal fuses. So again, you're not going to damage your meter. There's the smart modes that it has. It's going to go through all those different modes automatically. I showed you I went from AC to DC. We can also check continuity. You know, I can touch the leads together. We can do resistance. We can do diode checking, all that stuff. I'm not going to bore you all because I don't know your level of experience with these things. But a wonderful tool, and Astro AI has just come out of the woodwork with lots of really, really neat tools. And I actually have another one coming up here in just a second. So if you have questions about this, let me know. I'm going to take a look real quick in the chat. I like the large display, Argid says. You are absolutely right about that, my friend. This thing, compared to some of the other ones, is huge. It also is going to tell you that lead thing as well. That's, you know, using large print there for you guys. And if you're going to do any sort of testing, it looks like that thermistor, I didn't know this, is waterproof because they're putting it in a cup of water. Huh. Now, I've always kept it dry, but there's another thing. So if you're checking fluid temperatures, that's pretty slick well. Nice to know. Okay. Price on this one again, $42.99 minus $7. This is something that you should always have at home in your toolkit. I had my it was a cousin of mine on my wife's side. He wrote to me and he said, "Hey, I'm trying to look for like a soldering iron and some basic electronics. This is my number one recommendation. So if you don't have a multimeter right now and your car's, you know, dead or something and you want to test the battery, this can do that. If you want to see if you've got a current drain in your car that's killed the battery, this thing can do that. If you want to just check that the wall outlet is wired properly, you can do that. So lots of features and capabilities off of one device here. And it looks like a smartphone or like a PDA, which is pretty cool. So love that feature. I'm going to make sure I turn it off because I've got another product to show you guys. And guess what? It's from the same family. You're going to see a very similar demonstration here. One last thing. Take a look at that. So this is a really, really nice carrying case that you can throw it all in. This is going to keep that nice big screen from getting damaged. So this can, I just dropped it too. So this can kick around in your tool bag, and this is going to be something that's safe, and you can drop it away like that. I'm going to pull up the next product. I also need to make sure I pull it up on the carousel here for you guys. Hey, Jennifer Lude, thank you so much for joining us. She's on Amazon watching. And Jean CN, or Jean CN, started following. Thank you. I am so close to 500 followers. I didn't do like a follower graph on Amazon, but it's like super duper close to 500 followers. I would love to break 500 followers. So if you got some friends, kick them this URL. We'll check it out. The next product up on the show is going to be from Astro AI, and it is their clamp meter. Now, lots of similar features if you've seen their smart multimeter recently, very recently. But this one is going to be a little bit more advanced if you're working with house current. One of the features of house current is one, it can kill you, and two, alternating current. I'm just going to do a quick unboxing while I talk here. Alternating current is actually very useful because it puts out a field, and if you measure that field, you can tell how much amperage or draw is actually happening. So your meter that's out there that's spinning around, it's actually spinning around based off the magnetic field that's created, and that's how they charge you for your electricity. This is the Astro AI clamp meter. Now, the specific model on this one, if you guys are curious, is the DT201D True RMS multimeter. Now, I'm going to tell you more about what RMS is and all that stuff. I promise I won't bore you, but I want to show you some basic things about this. So this has a current transformer essentially around it. It's basically a coil, and this is going to go around a wire. Now, you have to have your wire split. So if you have AC, it's got to go around one leg. So if you're working on an electrical panel, you can use this to go around any single wire in your electrical panel around your circuit breaker and see what the current draw is without cutting a wire, without getting it in line. So really, really cool. Whereas the other smart multimeter I just showed you, you'd have to unhook wires. The clamp meter is super useful. You will always see true electricians carrying these things around because they're going to want to clamp it around. Maybe it's an air conditioner that they're working on. That's really popular. Or maybe it's something else that draws a large amount of AC, maybe a motor or some other winding that they want to check on. So that's what this thing can do. Let's go ahead and take a quick look back again at the top down. I want to show you all the features of it real quick. Comes with a set of probes and a thermistor. So it's going to have a temperature measurement as well. So let me unplug that. It's giving me too many alerts. So this is from Astro AI. They again sent it out for a fair and honest review. That's what they're going to get. It has 3 different ranges. So as I switch to the different ranges, you can hear it making an audible sound. It does have a backlight, so it's not going to be, I'm going to turn it on. There we go. So quite a nice backlight color there. It doesn't show up nearly as good as it does here. So it is an LCD display. It's not going to be the color LCD like we have on the other multimeter we looked at from Astro AI, but it's going to have those large sections here for the different amps. It's also going to have voltage measurement capability. Now, this is where we're going to have to be careful. This is not auto ranging, and it is, it looks like it's auto ranging. Sorry. This is not auto current selection, so it's not going to select between the alternating current and direct current, DC and AC. It does have these really nice caps that are protecting the electrodes here. Now we're going to go ahead and put the black on the common. Now for voltage, you go on the V side. That's what's going to detect your voltage on there. So I'm going to go ahead and get my electrical extension cord out. We're going to test this electronics. Now in here, you'll notice very, very small on this one is you're going to have the current type. So over here, it's a really, really small indicator, but you can go ahead and hit that, and now it's a wave. So I went from DC to AC. That's that little curve. Now I can go ahead and test if this has been set up properly. So look at that. There's the meter again, a readout 121.7 is what this thing's reading on here. Now you can do a few things. You can run from ground, there we go, to neutral. So I got a little tiny bit of stray. I got like a volt here from ground to neutral of noise that's just coming through there. Probably not any amperage on it. Now, if you wanted to see how much current something is drawing that is plugged in here, actually I just happen to have a little light that I brought out. Now, this is a cool product here. This is actually for curing. I was like looking all over for something that plugged in, and this is for curing 3D models. And we'll see if it doesn't throw off all of my studio lights here. But you can see that nice purple light. That's ultraviolet. So that's ultraviolet for curing 3D models. Like I said, the clamp meter, one of its best benefits is the ability to clamp around a wire and show you how much it's using. But guess what? The wire is continuous, and there's 2 wires next to each other. I'm not going to be able to separate them. So you're usually going to need another product. Now, this is one I just happened to pick up locally today. This is from Sperry. And this you're going to see a lot of times used with clamp meters if you want to measure the load of something. So if you want to see how much maybe a heater or some other plug-in device is using, you can go ahead and do that. Now, the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to plug this device in here. I'm going to plug the drain device on the end there. So you can see I got my color there, my little UV light. Now, one of these says 1x range and the other one says 10x. And so if I take my clamp meter and I go ahead, I can take these probes off completely. They don't use these probes when you're using it. I'm going to go to the 60 amp range. Now I'm going to show you, I can take my meter and I can go around this. Hopefully it just fits in there. But you know what? I did not check this. The Sperry model, there it is. So there we go. So that's actually on the 10x range. I just had to push it a little bit. It was just the right size. You can see 0.7. So that's 0.7 amps divided by 100. So it's 0.07 amps, which is a really, really small current draw. This thing's only 6 watts. But if you had a tool or an air conditioner or something like that, or any sort of plug-in motor or device, let's see if I can get it to, there we go. So then again, now it's down to 0.05. So the math was perfect on that. So it was 10x apparently. So this is 10x more here as well. So there you go. So that's how the clamp meter works, and it uses that's called a line splitter. That's why I use this. But again, a little bit detailed, but if you are in the business, you know what a clamp meter does, you know the value of it. Let's take a look at what they're asking for it right now on Amazon. Again, this is from Astro AI. This is the DT201 clamp meter. Let me pull it up here. Now, true RMS, it's actually root mean squared. A lot of times things will give you measurements that are not accurate. They're not exact. They're peak wattage or voltage. This is a true RMS multimeter. Oh, it does also have the NCV detection, and I did not look into that, unfortunately. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, there is an NCV built into this one, it looks like, as well. Let's take a look real quick here. Actually, you know what? That's why, because I didn't tag the right one. My bad. I'm going to update the tag on this one. So 201D. This is the clamp meter from Astro AI. That's the right one. Great price. So again, I will update the one in here. This one is the 6,000 count frequency. And there's the meter as you see it right there. So it is available right now from Astro AI for $28.99. So if you don't want the other multimeter because you think you may be doing more of actual AC work, like with either air conditioning systems or alternating current, the clamp meter is going to give you something that the other multimeter doesn't, which is the ability to check a current that's actually flowing. So you don't have to do any wiring. You can just, again, clamp over. If you're working on an electrical panel, you can do that. That's really cool for all of us amateur electricians out there. It does have a couple things. So this temperature range thing here, it does have the same thermometer, essentially thermistor, that you can plug in. You can put this in an oven. So maybe you're doing some repair on an oven or a dryer or something else. You want to make sure it's getting hot. You can get the exact heat. And the ranges on these, I wonder if it's going to show me the range real quick on the stats, because Astro AI is really good about that. So temperature range, check this out. -40 to 302 Fahrenheit, it says, on the low range for within 5% accuracy, and 302 up to 2,000 on the high range. So very, very wide ranging here. There is the controls that we were just talking about. There's the voltage indication. So you're going to be able to do a lot of things that a regular multimeter does, but this is just going to be something, again, throw in your bag. And what I love about Astro AI is that unlike some of the other brands, especially the discount brands, they include a carrying case for it. So it's a little bit larger than their smart multimeter, but there's the carrying case that it goes in. And it does have a backlight as well. So I'm going to go ahead and put this back in its carrying case. If you got any questions about these, let me know. Again, one of the things, if you're going to do a lot of house current, house wiring, that I would recommend that you just have handy available to you. So if you're not going to do a small electronic projects and you still want the ability to do AC and DC, of course, I dropped one of the covers out, but we'll get those later. These little covers, you will never find them once you get rid of them and start using these probes. Yeah, they covers almost never stay with the tools. That's just how it works. I think that's a rule of electrical tools. So I'm going to put that back in, and that is from Astro AI. My dad would love that for Christmas. I think Jonathan was talking about the last smart multimeter. Yeah, that smart multimeter would be great. Man, I'm going to see if I can do maybe a drawing for you, Jonathan. See maybe if we can do a drawing and maybe you win one of these. That would be pretty slick, huh? You've been such a great fan of the show. Thanks for watching. Again, I'm going to check and make sure that there's no questions on the Amazon as well. So we're taking a look at the clamp, the digital clamp meter. No questions on that. Okay, perfect. We're moving right along. And hey, there's that piece that I was missing. So I'll go ahead and put that back in after the show. The next product is something that, again, is for safety. If you tow a trailer, if you have an RV, I know a couple people that have RVs now, and not all of the newest RVs are going to have fancy TPMS, tire pressure monitoring systems. Even a lot of the new cars, if you don't have a very new car, or maybe you don't have the top of the line car, don't have a TPMS system. But it is definitely a safety thing. My alert went off the other day. Even in my little tiny car, it has a TPMS, and it went off the other day because it had gotten cold and the tire pressure went down. Well, the problem is if you're running on tires with low pressure, there's a very good chance that you could actually have a blowout, or you damage the tire worse. So this is actually a tire pressure monitoring system. It's from Kia, and it is an aftermarket tire pressure monitoring system. So what does that mean? Well, if your car didn't come with tire pressure monitoring, or your truck has it, but maybe your trailer doesn't, this can add TPMS to your trailer. So very cool feature automatically here. Another interesting thing for me specifically, I've blown out trailer tires, and double axle trailers are an absolute pain when you blow out a trailer tire, because you don't know it until the tire starts to tear itself apart, because they generally just slowly leak out. They don't explode as much as they do until they've gotten too hot. So, pressure goes down, or, pressure goes down and then the tire starts to heat up, and then it explodes, and then you have all sorts of new issues. So this is a TPMS. I'm going to do a top-down unbox for you guys real quick. So from Kia, as I mentioned here, they've got a picture of an RV there, but this will work for RVs, travel trailers specifically. That's what I'm going to use it on. I'm going to open it up here. Lots of extra packaging. And now this has moved around a few times because I've taken some pictures of it, some photos for the full review video. These are the different stems. This is the valve stem caps, and that's how it's going to do it. Now, if you've ever gone to a tire place and you had to pay an extra fee to get your TPMS recalibrated or handled, that's what they're doing, is the one on the inside of the valve stem. These go right on the outside of the valve stem, so they're easily replaceable. Give me 1 second. So these go on the outside. There's 2 more in here. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. There's an antenna right here, which we're going to talk about here in just a second. There's a bunch of these little tools and doodads, which we'll talk about later. So, and then there's this little wrench that says TPMS on it. So you want to make a really good seal. That's one of the important things. And there is a sticky tape. Now, we're going to go ahead and put this back, and we're going to unbox the unit itself. So the nice thing about this unit, and you can see that really large screen, it's pretty low profile for what it's doing. And hey, guess what? There is a solar panel on the back. So you do technically have a couple options for powering it. You can plug it in with a USB-C cable and charge it up that way, or it is solar powered as well. You go ahead and put this here. So if you have this plugged in your truck, car, whatever, and let me go ahead and push the power button on the front. Hopefully there's enough power in it since I originally charged it up. And there we go. Now you can hear it probably blaring away. So there's the PSI across all the tires. Now, let me see if I do the front view. Excuse me. That's a lot better view of it. Unfortunately, my top-down camera is not capturing it as nice as that image is. Color LCD image. It's going to have a bunch of different icons on here. It's got an audio prompt. It's going to keep doing this over and over because, hey, guess what? This sensor, it found the sensor, but it's got 0 PSI. So it thinks all my tires are flat right now. So what this is going to do is it's going to be a safety device. It's going to let you know if you have a slow air leak. It's going to let you know if you have a blowout or if there's something going on that you need to know about. Also does tire, not only pressure, but check it out, 70 degrees in there, 84 degrees, 61 degrees. Man, these things are, apparently the one I was holding was going up in temperature. Let's see. Wonder the sampling rate, if it's going to catch it. But yeah, so the temperature is also another big factor, is the air temperature inside of your tire. So if the air temperature is going up in your tire, that's a sign that you may be getting close to a blowout. So it does that too. So you don't have to have a pressure issue. Maybe you got a bad wheel bearing and your tire's flopping back and forth and overheating because it's getting dragged sideways. That happens. Or maybe your brake got stuck on. So, that one tire is getting warm because of the braking or another effect. This is going to keep beeping at us. So I'm going to turn it off here temporarily. But you can see it's battery powered with that capability to use USB-C as a backup, and or also have the solar power in the back here. Now these things are going to have little tiny transmitters in them, and they're also going to have little batteries in them as well. So those are the 4 different sensors. So it's going to work for a double axle travel trailer or 4-wheel vehicle of any kind. I don't know, a little big to mount on a motorcycle, I think, but I could ask some of my friends. So that's another really cool thing as well. Your dad has an RV. Awesome. That's so cool, Jonathan. He was talking about that. He says, technically I meant travel trailer. So he says, I meant travel trailer. Yep, travel trailers. That could be good. Let me know if you've ever had a blowout in a travel trailer in the chat. Because if you're sitting on the Amazon page and you're seeing this Yahoo, the net guy, and he's on here talking about this TPMS system right now, that is just, again, one of the features here. I'm the net guy. If you're just tuning in, we're taking a look at the tire pressure monitoring system from Kia. And it's going to be a great system for aftermarket monitoring. I'm super excited because our tires are kind of sketchy on the current trailer. We have our travel trailer. They're right about replacement. About every 8 years, they want you to replace them. Apparently, our 2015 RV is coming up on that 8 years. And so we're excited to use this because we're going to get a new set of tires, and I want to make sure I take care of them as well. So that is the TPMS system. And I'm going to show you how it actually all works. We're going to have a full review. This is just kind of an unbox and just an introduction if you're looking for a TPMS system. And I'm going to show you everything more about it in a future follow-up on that, but I wanted to give you guys a quick look at it first. We've got a few items to go here. I appreciate you guys all tuning in again tonight. Like I said, if you're just tuning in, it's John the Net Guy. We are doing a show, Tech on Tuesday. I do this every single Tuesday for you guys. I'm going to quickly bring up the Amazon page for that because I want you guys to get to see it on that product as well. Okay, here we go. Just taking a look now. And if you are just tuning in from Amazon, guess what? You can actually interact with the show. I'm going to put this down here at the bottom. Unmute, follow, join the fun. Yeah, you know, if you write something in here and it's not going to get me in trouble, I'll read it off. So think of this as like your talk radio show. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up my Amazon page. If you are just tuning in, this is my Amazon idea list for today. It's got all the products that we're going to be taking a look at. And I somehow managed to switch video and not look at the product. There we go. So this, again, for your car, truck, RV, motorhome, real-time pressure monitoring, 0 to 116 PSI. My parents' RV had like 100 PSI tires. It was crazy. And so this is going to go for $164.99 with a $65 off coupon right now. So now you're going to have to be logged in to use that coupon, but $65 off is an incredible deal. If you've ever looked at the price of TPMS systems, this is one of the better looking ones. I'm just going to pull it up here real quick so you guys can see there. That's where it sits. Now, I worry a little bit about dashboard space. Now, my truck luckily has a lot of dashboard room. So if you're in a truck, it's going to do that. It does have automatic brightness, it looks like. Very exciting product here. And again, I always check the bearings on my trailer when I stop for gas and other stuff, but I rarely ever check tire pressure, and I know I should. This is going to make it that much easier because it's going to show you the tire pressure all the time, real-time monitoring on it. So if you have an issue, it's going to show you right away on that as well. So there you go. That is from the Kia company. And we're going to go on to the next product on the show. Pull that back out here. I'm just pulling it up on the carousel. And that is a very special product for you techies out there. And this is from QNAP. Now, I've been working with QNAP here for a few weeks now just to talk about, you know, what's going on with the show, what's going on with the program, some of the troubles I've had. They reached out to me and said, hey, have you ever seen our new QNAP TS series NASs? And we talk about NAS devices. They're network attached storage. Now, network attached storage, when you're a creator like myself who's making 500 gigabytes a week of, this show will be 300 gigs of camera and footage that I have to store and edit and all that stuff. I go through a lot of storage. I know photographers that storage is the bane of their existence. Wedding photographers especially, I belong to a bunch of photography groups, and they're constantly looking for great storage solutions. Now, if you live in the country, maybe you're not on a really high-speed broadband, or maybe you're even on Comcast or Xfinity or one of those, and you don't have a high upstream, a lot of those cloud services are not available to you, and maybe you don't trust them. I'm not saying anything. I'm not a conspiracy theorist much, but I'm just saying that having full control over your own storage can be a wonderful thing. So this is the TS462. I've got it highlighted in the carousel. It is $544.93. We'll go to the carousel page. Now, that seems like a lot, but I was thinking about this the other day, and when I do my full video review of this, and I'm going to show you how this thing's going to work out because I'm super excited about this. But I built a server with a motherboard and CPU and memory and case and all that other stuff and cables and all that just to store all of my footage. And then I put a bunch of really expensive hard drives in it. I probably got $1,500, maybe $2,000 already in that server. And I have to go in there and fiddle with the software, and it doesn't have the redundancy. It doesn't have all the capabilities that the QNAP does coming right out of the back. Now, the other thing is Synology is one of their largest competitors. I've had Synologies. I've even shown you guys Synology dual drive NASs, 4 drive NASs. I've shown you them on the show before. QNAP has gone and just taken the Synology ideas and executed on them even better, I think. They have a very similar, and again, my experiences with DSM, the Disk Station Manager, they have a UI that is very easy to use, as well as good for advanced users that want more access to, file system types, setting up different volumes, all sorts of cool stuff. So they have that. They have another feature called auto tiering, which I'm really excited about. So I create a bunch of footage and I want to edit that last footage, or maybe I need to pull up an old video and edit it real fast. Well, on my network, that means I have to copy 300 gigs across my network at 110 megabytes a second. So it can take an hour or two to copy a very large show, and then I can start working on it. And guess what? Now I have to put it back. So I'm doing a lot of transferring. The QNAP has dual NVMe, so dual of the M.2 NVMe drives, which is really exciting because it's auto tiering cache. So you can have your large storage of having a 4-drive NAS like this, and then you can automatically have it move the content that needs to be fast into the cache area to run even faster. So we're going to do a quick unboxing. By quick, I mean it's probably going to take a little bit because I want to open this thing up for the first time with you guys. I'm new to the QNAP brand, but what I've read about them is amazing. So some of the features like auto tiering, I'm very excited about. There's one other feature that really sold me the difference on this versus a lot of the other brands. Give me 1 second. I just noticed my sign is like a little bit too bright because there we go. I'm gonna turn that down just a tick. It was over bright, like I was less bright than my background. So one of the interesting things about this is that it has those 4 drive slots. It has the 2 cache drives, but I would still be limited to 110 megabytes a second if I was using traditional gigabit Ethernet. This has a 2.5 gigabit Ethernet port on it, which I've shown you some really cool 2.5 gig Ethernet gear. Not only that, it has a PCI Express slot. So this is like a mini computer. You're buying a purpose-built computer that's designed to store files with the software from QNAP as well to make everything work, whether you're on Mac, PC, Linux, mobile, all that kind of stuff. So very excited about this. I'm going to go ahead and open it up on the top-down camera, and I got to zoom way out for this one today. This is one of the largest products that we've unboxed on the table. So this is from QNAP. This is the TS462 right here. This is the 2 gig version. There are many different styles and different models. This is the 2 gig one. I'm going to open it up here. There's the welcome. Thank you for choosing QNAP. Let's take a look at what we get inside of it. Okay, power cable. There's looks like our accessory pouch. Oh, I'm excited about this. This thing's pretty already. There we go. And so there it is, well packaged. It has this white and gold look to it. I'm going to pull this out of the way now, make sure I didn't leave anything in there. So it's got this white and gold look to it. Now, there's a couple different layers that you can go through of disassembly. So if you're just putting drives in and stuff like that, and it's well packaged, let me go ahead and open this up. You can take the front off, it looks like, and then if you're really doing some deep stuff, you can take it completely apart through the case as well. Oh, hey, Zachary's here. Good to see you, my friend. We're just doing an unbox of this QNAP, and he says, at one point, I had 7 QNAP NASs. There's the guy we need to be talking to. Maybe I should do a dial-in for our friend there, and maybe we do a NAS discussion one night. But again, there's always an option to build your own network-attached storage. But sometimes if you're busy like me, you're a creator like me, you don't want to deal with the hassle that is, look at how pretty that is, You don't want to deal with the hassle it is maintaining your own equipment, maintaining your own hardware, replacing memory or debugging memory that's going bad, and your storage corrupts itself. So getting a purpose-built device, and oh, looks like we have. I don't know if I'm going to be able to peel that off without opening it up. So there's an unlock lock on the side here for the front cover. Okay. I'm going to have to totally look into that and how we take that apart. So there it is. You can see that little latch there on the top. So up is locked. There we go. Now how does that come off, Zach? Let me know on that. Up, slides upward. There we go. Okay, so there's what I was talking about the different levels of disassembly. So if you're putting the M.2 drives in, from what I was reading, you're going to have to take this thing way down. Very similar to if you're used to some of the other brands, retention on the drives. And you can see way back down there, hopefully it will auto correct. Now it's white, so it's not doing it. But this is going to have the SATA ports way back in the back there that this will slide into. So very cool capabilities there as well. Never owned any NAS from any brand. DIY is perfect fit for me because he likes the flexibility. That's from Jonathan Talks Hardware. But yeah, absolutely. So sometimes, if you want to DIY it yourself, that's an option. I'm at that point now where I'm building and doing so much content that spending the time to build, here we go. Oh yeah. Oh, that was good. Okay, here we go. But yeah, I'm at the point now in my creation endeavors that I just need something that's reliable. Now take a look at the size of this thing. This is not incredibly big. So it's a 4-drive NAS, and it's going to fit pretty much anywhere I want in this room. Now let's take a look at the back again, because this is where they start to differentiate. Now if I zoom in just a little bit, so they're having a single DC power in, so I'm assuming that's what the power supply over here is. We're going to have the USB high speed. It does have an HDMI output. I was reading about this. Who needs an HDMI output on their network device? Well, this has an HDMI output because it'll actually encode and decode video directly. So if you have maybe, I'm not saying Plex, but if you have one of those type of devices in here, you can actually do that. You know what I want to do? I want to take the backing off of this and see if we can take a look at it real quick. Again, I haven't pulled the instructions out yet, so apologize if I do this wrong, but I'm going to go ahead and take these screws out, and I want to see if we can take a look at these M.2 slots I've been reading about, because I'm very excited about those. I've got a couple extra of the M.2 drives that I want to use up. I've got a couple 1 terabyte ones, and that's going to be a great cache for my editing of videos. So there's that. Another couple things about the back here. This is a 2.5 gigabit Ethernet connector, so I can use that with a 2.5 gig switch. The other interesting thing up here, that's that PCI Express that we were talking about earlier. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. I'm going to unlock that. I'm going to slide that back, and there we go. And now it is available to us. So I might have to zoom out again just a hair so you can see everything going on in here. There's the 3 screws, and there is the PCI Express slot. So there you guys can see that, hopefully. That's how you add an add-on card. A lot of room for add-on cards, and on their website they actually publish a spec of all of the cards that fit there. Now, I think I have to remove the drive bays, and that's a little bit further than I wanted to get to today, to get to the M.2s, because I believe those are under this side, and I do not know if I want to get to that level. Oh, there's an unlock lock here. Just taking a look here. Yeah, I don't want to do that just yet. So we'll deal with that later. But again, that's how you get into the meat of it. If you did want to install the PCI Express, we're going to do a follow-up series on this QNAP, because I'm going to take a lot of my footage that's currently available on my Unraid server, and I'm going to use a commercial available NAS device here. I should put this thing back together, shouldn't I? It doesn't look as pretty when I don't have it all put together fancy like. So let me go ahead and slide this in. There we go. Slide it forward and lock. Now, I didn't put the actual screws in, but we'll get those in a second. So we're going to find out with this QNAP NAS how it works out, going from a server that I built myself to something that can store my footage and has all those cool enterprise capabilities. Really excited. Hey, Doug and Nikki, you're checking in. Nice to see you guys. Got another set of Amazon and YouTubers in there. Love to see that. PC Tech Hustle has the NAS hot swappable. I think he's dealing with less cables. This is actually really cool. I love looking at that as well. So I've got, I think 28 terabytes now of storage right now that I have to move over. So we're going to go through and install a couple of 8 terabyte drives in here, a couple of those cache drives. We'll see how it runs. And then I'm going to go through the upgrading process. And we're going to upgrade to 14 terabyte drives. So capacities on these things are huge. I'm just going to read and see if it shows me on the specs here. So this one has a Celeron processor, dual core up to 2.9, 16 gigs of DDR4 you can put in here. A lot of times they don't run a lot of VMs on these things, so if you want to run your own VMs and stuff, that's a different machine. It has a PCI Express Gen 3 expansion slot, dual of the M.2s I talked about. It does have the 1 gig and 2.5 gig Ethernet if you want that, and HDMI 2.0 up to 4K 60 as well. So very cool. Great to see you guys that are here. Doug and Nikki, thanks for checking in. That is just a quick preview of the QNAP NAS. Now I'm going to put the screws back in here because I don't want to lose it and be that. And there is a way to expand this as well. So I've been reading about that. This does have compatible expansion towers. So if you build these and you get your 4 drives and you need to expand it out, that's one of the things that the other vendors in their space were a little bit not supportive of, is you had to spend a lot more money to buy their larger NAS devices as soon as you graduated out based on the number of drives you have. So that is from QNAP. That's their TS462. You're going to see that on the show more this holiday, I can guarantee it. Let's take a look and make sure there's no questions on Amazon. Love to see that. And I won't pull up the page for QNAP just because I've already bored you guys enough with that. There's 2 groups of products left. I'm going to call an audible here and switch it up a little bit. We're going to do an unboxing of a product, and then we're going to do I'll show you my version of the product. So this next product, I just highlighted it on the carousel, is from Kaka. K-A-K-A. Kaka company. And say that with a straight face. But it is a backpack. Now, if you're a traveler or somebody that likes to travel or going to be traveling this holiday, very excited. This one has not been opened up yet. I'm going to go ahead and pull this out on the wide view so you guys can see it. This is the large size version. There's 2 versions, and they're in the carousel both. There's the 35 and the 40 liter. I was looking for a new travel laptop slash, clothing bag, something that I could take some clothes in. Maybe I'm going for a quick overnight. We have a travel trailer that's nearby on a camping property, so I might want to do a quick overnight out to there. So I wanted to get something like that. So there it is. This is the large size version, and let me get you out here so you guys can see how big that is. That's pretty big with my torso. So this is about full torso height for me. This is 40 liters. This still does fit the airline's description of a carry-on bag. The other one, which is 35 liters, you might be able to get away as a personal item, like a backpack. So this one will qualify that. It does have this strap here, and I wanted to show you why. So this strap here, if I pull this off, is the 3-in-1. So it has a 3-in-1 use case here. So I can use this as a messenger bag. I'm just looking to see where the clips are on it. So this one has a clip there. And this has a clip over on this side, if it's just like the other one. Yep. Okay, perfect. We'll go back out here so you can see it. So this bag, as it is, can be loosened up and just slung over your shoulder as a sling bag, crossbody, messenger. So there we go. So I can be going through the airport, dragging whatever I want. I've got this crossbody here. You can use it just like that. That's one use case. But just like the one from Petite Simone that I showed you guys last week, again, I told you last week that I had some cool stuff coming. This to me is more masculine. The one from Petite Simone last week was great, and it definitely was worth the value. This is like a duffel now. So now you've got 2 carrying handles on this one, And it also has a third carrying handle here on the side. So this can be like a satchel, right? We're not done yet. So that's the look of it right there. If you like square bags, and I cannot lie, uh, I love me some square bags. This thing's kind of cool. I'm actually interested, Zach, if you think that this would be working for you, because 17-inch laptop for this. Now, when they say it'll fit a 17-inch laptop, it doesn't mean you have to have a 17-inch. If you have, like I do, a 15.6 and maybe a second monitor you want to carry with you for a long trip, you can do that. So that's where it's got right here. Now it's got a hidden feature, and I'm going to go back to the top down to show you this. So here we go. I see Jean, she says, yo, man, came back to the place to order. Lend me 150 so I can buy an APU. That's kind of funny. I can't lend you money on Amazon. Sorry. Maybe somebody will super chat you some. There you go. Here we go. So I'm going to unzip this back side because this thing's been hiding something that is really cool, in my opinion. You ready for it? Now, roll this. Imagine you got to go somewhere up in the hills. Maybe you're doing photography. I love doing that. And you're on a trip and you got to carry a lot more than you expected, and it's going to weigh a lot more. Well, check this out. This rolls up and it's Velcroed to the top, and bammo, you now have a hiking pack. So this actually has built-in straps. It does have a chest strap, which I love. I told you guys that last week. I love this for the support that it offers. Again, when you're carrying loads. Also has hip strap here. So this is going to go around your hips. Let's throw that on the outside so you guys can see it. Told you I was bringing you cool stuff this week. Here we go. So again, this is going to go over right here. Now, the bottom straps need to be adjusted out. I got to make those a little taller. I'm not that tiny. But this is the larger size. So if you're a larger framed individual, this is going to be a perfect large laptop bag. Here we go. So there we go. So now that's a little bit tight across the chest because it's pushing me in. There we go. I love that. And then, like I said, it's going to have those waist straps here, and you're going to have to adjust them out. So you can slide those down. There we go. You can slide this one down. There we go. Now I'm 38-inch waist, I hate to say it, and that clipped just fine. There's a little bit left on it, not too much. Let me see. So that's the one thing you got to be careful of, but there's my pack. I actually like that a lot. That's just the right size. I love that I can put my hands here. It's got clips everywhere. So I got 2 clips right here I can put gear on. I like that a lot. Let's go back to the top down, and I'm just going to start going through all the pockets with you here. Got to take this thing off. Who thought I'd get myself trapped in my own show? So this is from the Kaka company. Now, what's interesting is, again, this is a lot larger now that I think about it and I look. I'll show you the 35 liter in a second because that's one I've been daily driving. It's going to come with a standard basic lock. You know, I have this attached. I'm not going to take it off. And then you can see here it has this clip hook, but it's actually also buttoned here. Now, this is a kind of a bone of contention with me. So opens up. It is a jet black color. It's just showing a little bit lighter on my camera because of the exposure. So you have to open this up if you want to get to the front items. Now, there's lots of cool stuff in the front here. Get the zipper out. So this opens up wide. If you're somebody that likes lots of pockets, it has a lot of pockets and they go all the way down to the bottom here. Less pencil pockets than you're used to, but more than enough room for a large cell phone, maybe a Galaxy there. Lots of space down there. It's going to have another full-size pocket on the outside here. So that's to the very outside as well. And then you can tighten these up. It does have a water bottle holder on this model. That's available over here on this side. So if you're looking for something that's maybe got a water bottle attachment, you've got that capability right there. Let me go ahead and take a look here at the main body. Now, this one is different a little bit than the 35. This has a retention on the side before you can open it up wide. So I think this is probably even bigger for travel. So take a look at that now. So there we go. So it's going to have a laptop retention here, and it's actually quite a bit lower than I expected it. So it says that it's good for a 17.6, but this one is so long. Let's take a look. You know what? I don't have the traditional tape measure here that I usually keep, but let's take a look at this. So top to bottom, that's 1 foot right to here. And most laptops, even this is my show laptop, which is a 15.6, only about 13.3. So if your laptop sits to here, yeah, this thing's going to go easily to carry that larger size laptops. So you got plenty. So down to there, you got another, 4 inches. So about 16 inches for your laptop to get carried on in here. Now I want to show you the difference between this one and the smaller 35 that I also have in the carousel. I'm going to bring them both out here. So this is the one, again, larger size. This is the one I've been using, and this has got all my stuff in it. So there's the 35. Now I bought both of these outright just to show you them. I wanted to see which one I liked better, and now I'm super torn because this has definitely gotten bigger. This has an additional, probably 4 inches of height on it, so it's going to have a lot more room. There's the side profile. I've got this full of a bunch of stuff that I'm going to show you here in a second. So pretty cool. Yeah, very, very similar. The one thing I'm noticing this one does not have that the 35 liter, which I'm going to switch over to now, has is a top pocket. So Jean, she says, smile, smile, smile. There we go. So here we go. So then this is my personal laptop bag right now. It's got all my goodies in it for my laptops and what's going on in the show. One thing I got to show you that I like about this one, it's not in the 40 liter one, is this top velvet pocket. So I just happen to have the Wise power bank, which they never released. Just happened to get one because it came with the Wise RC car. But this is velvet lined. It is so smooth. If you were going to take your phone, a very expensive, these phones are $1,400 now, right? And you needed to put your phone away for a little bit, you could put it in that nice velvet pouch and not worry about it at all. So that's one bonus that the 35 liter has. And like I said, I looked up airline dimensions to make sure, and this complies with carry-on dimensions for sure. You're not going to get any issues with it. It has 3 different carry modes. This is the 35 liter version. So again, messenger bag, crossbody, all that kind of stuff. The one gripe I would say on this that would be nice is on the strap, which you can take off and remove easily and pack anywhere. It does not have a pad. So if you're one of those people that wants some padding on your shoulder when you're carrying something heavy like this, it would have been nice to have a little bit of padding, but you can always get an aftermarket one of that. So that's pretty common. So again, same basic idea overall. Let me show you what you can stuff in here. You know what? Let me do it sideways so I can grab some more here. So I happen to have a 13.3 inch MacBook. Now I didn't show you this on the other one, but this comes with a water cover. Now this is water resistant, but you put this cover on the outside and it's going to increase the waterproofing of it. So if you're really in some torrential rain, you can keep that handy. This is a second laptop monitor. I showed you guys this one last week. I've got another one that showed up too for a review. So this is this one. This is from KYY. So if I'm going somewhere and I need 2 laptops worth, I've been carrying the 2 laptops inside this backpack. So I've got my little 13.3, my 15.6. So we've got those going. That's both was in there. Carried it no problem. Because it's a MacBook Pro, I have a massive docking station. Actually, this one is from None, or Tubi number 1. So from Tubi number 1, I should say. I had to redub my whole edit when I did for them because I pronounced their name wrong. I felt so bad. But yeah, so I've got this whole thing that was shoved in there. Got lots of pockets in the front here. The one thing I would say would be nice to have, just a little tiny thing, would be a couple more small pockets. So if you're watching and you're from the Kaka company, if you have more small pockets, the Petite Simone had a lot more small pockets available on the outside. But again, I got to carry a bunch of different things when I go places. So I carry a spoon because you got to eat. More dongles because we have those. Chargers, bricks, other stuff. Tablets, you can do that. Identification, HDMI cables, got to have all that for my work. This would also be a great spot out here if you had a tablet, maybe a Kindle that you could put your Kindle in. Guess what I got? Because I travel. Hey, I got my Fire TV stick here. So if I go into a hotel, I can use this, and there's my Fire TV stick. So again, lots of pockets everywhere. The 35 liter from Kaka here has a water bottle holder on the outside. They only have one. I know some people like to have, like, not dual water bottles, but they like to have other stuff that they can carry on the other side. So that would be a nice feature to add as well. So Jonathan says, got my Google TV. So he's got a Google TV stick. There you go. Also on this one, I showed this product last week. Like I said, I'm just doing follow-ups. This is an AirTag connected right here on the outside, so it's very visible, and it'll make a sound if I ever get this thing lost. So there we go. That is from Kaka. That is the 35 liter one. Same concept on the back, and actually I'm going to switch it to backpack mode real quick for you guys. See how fast this is to change. So I love the fact, because I've had ones that have these, but you have to like unhook the straps, or they have to tuck into something. The Petite Simone did that also. You had to unhook them and kind of flip them down. This idea of this roll up top is just kind of cool. It gives you this Velcro, like, mesh spot, but there is all the connectors, and there's your backpack straps. So if your kid is looking for something that's a little bit more masculine, I would say that color scheme is definitely masculine. If you're looking for something that's maybe on the little more masculine side than the Petite Simone was, that would be a great option. So we've taken a look at both of those. Just double checking that I don't have any questions on Amazon. That was from Kaka. I bought those outright. I wanted to see them. They looked really cool. They had great ratings. I wanted to bring those in to show you guys, and I've been really happy with them. So I'm going to go ahead and make some room here for the next product. This is another one of those products that I wished I had time to actually review this weekend and do the whole recording for you and install and everything. But I think it's actually going to work better this way, because I wanted a nice place to unbox it, because it's pretty big. Now, I've shown you products from the East Oak company before. This is from East Oak. It's pretty big. See if I can zoom out enough so we can do an unbox here efficiently. This is an outdoor patio heater. Now, I just tagged this in the carousel because we have an outdoor living space. Now, we had 50-mile-an-hour winds this weekend here in the Pacific Northwest. We were without power 12 hours. Other were without power longer. But this was going to be my weekend install project. It did not happen. So I'm going to go ahead and do an unbox quickly for you guys to show you what's here. It's got that tape that just likes to pop when you hit it just right. I'm not using a knife on it. Okay. This one is meant to be fully installed. There we go. Just like the last product from East Oak. It's double packaged. So let's go ahead and roll this thing out. See if it'll be good to us and unbox itself, which it's doing. So it's a box within a box, kind of like Inception, right? So there is the box within a box, and I can go ahead and open it this way. There we go. Okie dokie. So we open it up, and just like that, there is the connectors here. Now, it's going to have the safety strap and the safety wire here, because this one is designed to be installed and mounted on a ceiling. Now, I'm going to use this in my outdoor gazebo. Very similar to the other East Oak products. It's going to have a wireless remote that you can use. So I'm just going to unbox these out to the side. Let's see if I can get this to come out easily for us. I think it will. I just want to give you a quick look at the product itself. It's going to have a pretty hefty duty clamp here. So this is what you can install it to, like maybe if you have an outdoor patio, you can install that as well. Okay. And again, this is from East Oak Company. And there it is. I'll set it down. Move this off to the side. Come out to the front so you can see it. So this thing will hang from your ceiling, or if you've got maybe an outdoor gazebo like I do, this is adjustable. So it's going to have these two adjusters here, and you can adjust it to whatever height you need. And this becomes a 360 degree. Now I'm going to pull these out, because if I remember, just like the other products from East Oak, that's protecting for shipping. One more. That's protecting and shipping the infrared heating elements. So let's take a look at those elements here. So this is like a parabolic heater, but it's infrared. So it's going to have these heating elements, and you're getting that radiant heat. So it's not wasted heat. Like if you're outdoors, heat that blows trying to heat the outdoors is not going to get you warm. But something like this is going to have that radiant heat that gets you. So if you have an outdoor sitting area like we do, very excited to install this because it's going to do that. Now it's got two different installation methods. I'm going to have to go with the plug-in installation method because again, I'm not hardwired in my gazebo yet, but I do have a plug out there, and so I can plug this in, and I have a hook already on my ceiling, which I'm kind of excited about. And this is going to hang fairly high up in there, and it's going to keep that whole gazebo nice and warm. So I want to thank the East Oak Company for sending this thing out. If you're taking a look at it, let's go look on Amazon real quick and see about this product. If you're just tuning in now, you didn't miss much. We were doing a show. This is John the Net Guy. This is Tech on Tuesday. We do this every single Tuesday. Let me go back out here, and I'm going to bring this up for you guys so you can see a little bit closer up of what it is. So again, this is an outdoor heater. It's $220, so it's not going to be your little 1500 watt space heater. But one of the biggest things that's important about this one is all of the safety features. So it's a full 1500 watts, but it's IP65 waterproof and dustproof. It's going to have tip over protection, so if it falls or maybe something bumps it into something else. Overheat protection, so maybe somebody covered it with something and then it got turned on. It's going to have two different heat modes. That's what they're saying here. I like that. And this is really the use case that they're trying to say that would be the best for it. So if you've got an outdoor living space and maybe it's getting a little cold this winter to stay out there a little late, there's the two different modes. So 750 or 1500 watts. I would recommend a dedicated outlet if you have one for this. So if you've got a dedicated GFCI outdoor outlet, go ahead and put that thing in there. And there is that carbon fiber tube heater. So it's going to give you that infrared radiant heat that we're looking for. So that is from the East Oak Company. And again, thank you guys for tuning in. That was the last product on the show today. I'm going to go ahead and double check and make sure there's no questions on the chat and make sure there's no questions on the Amazon. Just wanted to double check that. And we're looking great. Thank you guys all for tuning in here. Hopefully you had a great election day stream. Hopefully you guys got out there and did your civic duties. And I wish you guys the best. I want to invite you guys back here every Tuesday night. I unbox 7-8 products just like this, and we have a great time doing it. And want to thank all of the brands today that sent out products. I'm very excited to install this from East Oak and get that in there. I'm very excited to finish the install of the TPMS system. So that that TPMS system looks like it's going to be great on your car, truck, RV, boat, anything like that. For my travel trailer, it's going to make the safety of my trips a lot better. So I'm very excited about that as well. This has been John the Net Guy. I'm going to be signing off here, but I want to thank you guys again from Amazon, from everywhere else that tuned in. And I will catch you guys all in a future video.